Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I'm so happy you're here because today I'm going to be sharing a list of 18 things I no longer buy. If you're new here, I appreciate you stopping by, and if you've been here before, I appreciate you even more. Thanks for coming back. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. The number one thing I no longer buy is chewing gum. Growing up as a kid, I used to always love bubble gum. All the kids did. It was the biggest thing going, and the pieces were so big and soft you could break them in half and share a piece with your best friend. They came in a really nice fancy little package, and you had like 5 or 6 really big pieces. I think when it first came out, the whole package cost 5 or 10 cents. So it was really a really big thing going at the time. But then later in life, I started chewing big red chewing gum, which was wonderful. Like you got like 5 or 6 little sticks, and the cinnamon taste, it was so good. But I gave that up years ago, and I just don't have an interest in chewing bubble gum or chewing gum anymore. The next thing I gave up was buying candy or snacks when I'm out shopping with my husband or with my friends or just out and about. I used to always love to stop in the Dollar Tree and look around and see what they had, or buy a greeting card or two. And every time I would buy something in that wonderful candy and snack section, they have all those wonderful choices there. I would just stop in and just pick up something here or there when I was out and about, and I no longer do that. Number 3, magazines. I no longer buy magazines. I used to love them so much. I subscribed to so many different magazines, and it was really exciting when they would come in the mail. I would just be ecstatic to get a magazine. I couldn't wait to sit down and read it and look through it. But they're mostly full of advertisements, and I can find anything I want from a magazine online anyway. The next thing I quit buying are trendy clothing items. I don't want to buy clothing and pay all of that money only to have it come and go out of style, or not even to realize it worse yet, and then be wearing around something that's really noticeably out of style. So it's best for me just to stick to the classics and wear the things that are traditional that are not going to go out of style. Number 5, now you are really going to have a hard time believing this, but I quit buying home decor. I just recently decided that I had enough home decor already. I had enough to get me by. If there was something else I needed or wanted, I could try to make it myself, but I don't want to go out and buy more home decor to clutter up my house and fill my closets. It's fun to have, it's fun to decorate. I love decorating, but it just takes up so much room and it's a lot to manage. And not to mention that, it gets pretty expensive. Number 6, soda or pop or whatever you like to call it. I have given up drinking that. I always have loved Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi, and it got to the point where I was craving it. If I didn't have that really often, like on a daily basis, I would really want it and really want to go pick up some at the grocery store or stop at a restaurant and pick some up. So now I've given that up and I'm not drinking that anymore. I just realized how unhealthy it is, and I really could pass on that. Number 7, alcohol. I have given up drinking alcohol. I rarely drank it anyway, but occasionally if I had a glass of champagne or a glass of wine, I just really didn't like the way it made me feel, and it's just really not necessary for my lifestyle. So I've given it up, and not to mention that, it can be pretty expensive. Number 8, this is hard to believe for all of my family and friends because I have a secret addiction. Well, I did. I used to love buying gift wrap and gift bags and bows and ribbons. It has been really hard to not purchase any more of those things. But I love giving gifts and I love wrapping packages beautifully for my family and friends. However, I have a surplus of those things. I don't need any more, and I think I have enough to last the rest of my life. So I have given up buying all of those items. Number 9, serving pieces and extra dishes. Years ago, my husband and I lived in England and we bought a large set of china. It was so pretty, we picked it out and we both really liked it. However, we packed it away and we brought it back to the United States. We didn't use it. It was hand wash only. We left it packed up in a trunk that was really heavy, And then we had to travel all over other places as we moved and lug that giant big thing of china all over the world with us. And finally, years later, we just decided to let it go. Let someone else have it that could really use it and enjoy it. Maybe someone that wanted to display it or actually put it out on the table and use it to serve food. So we've given up all of that china. And I've also realized over the years, I have had so many different sets of Christmas dishes and holiday dishes, and it was really a chore to pull those out of cabinets down underneath or up above the refrigerator cabinet. And I always had to pull all of that extra dishware out, and then we would use it. There was nowhere to put it during the season because my regular dishes were in the cabinets. So I've decided to let go of all of the extra seasonal dishware and not purchase anymore. Number 10, artwork. I have enough artwork around my house. I have some beautiful pieces that my husband and I picked out together. They're super simple, but we really like them. And as far as hanging other things up on the wall, my favorite thing to put out and display and hang out on my walls are pictures of my family. That's the most enjoyable thing I can think to look at. Number 11, jewelry. I have enough jewelry to last me forever. I don't really wear a lot of jewelry, but I do have some special pieces that were gifts from my husband and from my kids. And then I also have just a few little miscellaneous pieces that I like to wear occasionally. But I don't think I ever need any more jewelry because, frankly, I just don't wear it enough to make it worthwhile purchasing anymore. Number 12, designer purses and handbags. I have a few of these that were gifts from my husband and my daughter, but I don't always like to spend money on things like this for myself. I'd rather just go pick up a purse at Marshall's or Ross and carry it and enjoy it, and then when I'm done with it and I get tired of it, I can easily just donate it to the donation center. Number 13, cookbooks. I haven't owned cookbooks in quite some time. I really just don't like storing them and keeping them around. They're so big and heavy and bulky, and I really don't have a place designated to put them. I can easily find recipes online, and I have recipes of cards of recipes that I've made up and put together myself that I really enjoy cooking over and over again. Number 14, decorative seasonal pillows. I love pillows and they're so festive and fun through the holidays. However, they're really not fun to store. They take up so much room and I just don't want to keep those around and keep storing them only to use them just for a few weeks around the holidays. Speaking of decorative items for the holidays, number 15, I'm not buying any more Christmas or holiday decorations. I have enough to last me and I enjoy putting the same ones out every year. So I no longer purchase more holiday decorations or seasonal decorations for the holidays. Number 16, excess beauty products. I don't subscribe to any of the online boxes that you can get where they send you things to try or samples or any of that, because normally I would get samples that I didn't even want, colors of lipsticks and eyeshadows that I wasn't gonna wear, and it's just a waste of money if you're gonna get those things and just give them away. And I don't go to the makeup counters anymore. Back in the day when I was young, I could go and spend a whole entire day off from work at the mall. I would want to be at the mall and see all of the new things and go to the makeup and jewelry counters and try all of the different perfume samples. And then of course, the more you would buy, the more you would spend, the more little free items they would give you. They always wanted to encourage you and entice you to spend more so you could get that little free cosmetic bag that always came with that horrible shade of free lipstick. And we all know it wasn't free, but that shade of lipstick that always came with that cosmetic bag was horrendous, and I don't know who would even look good in that color. So I would always end up throwing that lipstick away, and it's just a total waste of money. So I no longer buy excess beauty products. Number 17, appetizers at restaurants. When I go to a restaurant from now on, I always look at the menu before I go, and that way I can pick out a regular entree instead of going and getting an appetizer. Because when you get it to a restaurant, you're usually hungry, and if you order an appetizer, then you're likely to eat that appetizer instead of your meal. You still order a meal, and when the meal comes, you've already eaten. You are pretty much full, and then you just don't feel like eating that big meal. And then you have to box it up and bring it home or send it out to be thrown away. So I just don't like to get appetizers at a restaurant. Now, sometimes my husband and I will go, and if we go to Applebee's, they have a really nice big appetizer, and sometimes we'll just get that one appetizer to share just for a nice little evening out, and that's really fun. But I don't get the appetizer in conjunction with my regular entree meal. Number 18, I no longer buy candy or junk food or snacks and treats for my kids. All the years while they were growing up, I loved to associate all of those things with the holidays, and we always had all sorts of different baked goods. And then when it was Christmas, we would always fill their stockings with their very most favorite candies and sweets and all of those things. And of course, for Halloween, Easter, we always made sure our kids had an abundance of those things that we thought were so special. And then as they grew up and became adults, and I wasn't making them Easter baskets anymore or filling stockings, I would make them a gift basket and fill it full of all of their favorite memorable candy and junk food and treats and all of those things, and give them those at Christmas time as adults. Well, now we all want to be healthier, of course, and we don't want to have all of those things around. All that does is entice the kids to eat up all of that junk food and sugar, and it's just really not healthy at all. So I quit buying all of those junk food and candies and treats for my kids. I really appreciate you being here. I had so much fun going through the list of these 18 things that I no longer buy. Be sure to list below and let me know if you have some things in your life that you no longer buy, or if you remember some of these things that I've listed back in the day. For instance, the bubble yum bubble gum. That's hard to say. I appreciate you so much, and I would be so happy if you click the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.